And welcome to the Hall Priest Universe. I'm King HP, also known as Fathor,
And I'm Kier.
and today we are going to cover Spider-Man. Who is the best?
Not who's the best, but who's the strongest.
Now, who's the
most
strongest?
powerful, I guess you could say.
We're gonna have to rank them. We're ranking the Spider-Man. Okay, that's how it's gonna go down. So, a couple categories, easy day. But first, we're gonna talk about this giveaway.
Yes, sir. It's right there. It's not really there, but it's there. Just not for us. But for you guys.
But for you, Stormbreaker, right? We're giving this away at 2,000 subscribers. All we have to do is hit 2,000. So once we hit 2,000 subscribers, we go into our giveaway. But details will be held to the end of the video.
So stay tuned. Watch the whole video. It's a good video. Why are you not watching it?
And then another announcement.
Oh, we got another announcement. So basically what we're going to be doing is this thing called Battlegrounds.
Battlegrounds.
It's a 1v1. It's going to be doing a stop motion. You guys can go.
It's not always
vote.
going to be 1v1.
Not always, but so for this episode of Battlegrounds, we're going to be doing Thor versus Wonder Woman. So you guys can go to any of our social medias and vote. If you want to go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube, it's on YouTube too. Just type in Hall Priest Universe on any social media.
It's this channel.
So,
Bam, gotcha.
or you can just go all the way, swipe all the way to About, and you'll see all our social medias. Or you can go to our post, and you'll be able to see the post on YouTube if you want to post on there. So, for this episode of the Hall Priest Universe, who's the strongest Spider-Man? So, how we're going to be doing this is we have 5 different categories, and whoever gets first place in that specific category, they're going to get 5 points. Second place they get 3 points, and then if you're in third place, you get 1 point. And this is just for live action, so no Miles Morales. So, let's talk about the first category.
It's so crazy.
Strength. It's
Woo!
pure strength.
So let's run down the candidates, right? We have Tobey Maguire and his Spider-Man. We got 3 movies with him originally. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. Simple enough. We have Andrew Garfield.
The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
You're amazing. Originally. And then we have Tom Holland.
With his 3 movies, Civil War and Infinity War and Endgame. So,
That's 6. But, spoiler warning. If you haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home,
not every Spider-Man movie. This is spoiler for every single Spider-Man movie. So, let's get into it. So let's talk about our first candidate, Tobey Maguire.
woo!
What strength feats has he shown us throughout his 5 years of being Spider-Man?
Well, that's an amazing question, right? A lot of people know him for his very iconic Spider-Man 2 train stop.
One of the most iconic Spider-Man feats of all time. Spider-Man moments of all time.
Absolutely. In that moment, we're looking at one guy, right? No tech, no type of, it's just him in his suit, right? Stopping a fully boarded train. People was on that train, and he's worn down, and yet he is a fully boarded train, and yet he is worn down, and he brings the train to a halt, right? So
I was just
that
looking at the stats.
So that is an amazing feat, right? That's probably his most powerful feat of strength out of any of the 3 movies.
Now, keep in mind, a train can weigh 3 to 18,000 tons, and a ton is what, 2,000 pounds? So that's 6 to 36,000 pounds.
So that's an amazing feat, right? Then we have our man, the homie, the amazing Andrew Garfield.
He
right?
is amazing. If I do say so myself.
You're amazing. And you know, with his 2 movies, I honestly felt like they purposely didn't try to give him the same repeat performances as we saw with Tom Maguire. Now, that being said, we have no iconic scene for him.
No.
But
he's not the weakest. He's just not the strongest either. You know, the most we've really seen him do is, pick up cars, stop
he
them.
caught a cop
He
car.
caught a car.
That's probably the most iconic thing he is.
In terms of strength, yeah.
He caught a full-fledged cop car.
That's not anything that you should think about. I want you to go pick it up.
Not just pick it up though. He caught the car. Like,
go ahead, catch
the car. Was flipped. It was flying through the air, and he catches the cop car. Boom, brace at the knees. No biggie, right? So with that, we got an iconic feat of strength. Then we have the homeboy Tom Holland.
So with Tom Holland, obviously in his first film, he was able to stop the Winter Soldier's punch. And keep in mind, super soldiers, those aren't the guys to be messing with. They are.
Wow, you have a metal arm?
He caught it like it was nothing. His
but
first
could he
time.
punch at the strength of a train?
We're gonna get to that because number one, he didn't even just catch any arm. He caught his strongest arm, his metal arm.
So you mean to tell me you think that's in comparison? Or do we have more feats?
We have more feats.
Okay, let's go to more feats.
And it's obviously in Homecoming.
It's definitely the ferry.
Yeah. Although he did not stop the ferry, no. But he stopped it for about 6 seconds and he was able to slow the process.
He was able to hold it down. There was no we can't do it, right? So if you're not familiar, right, the ferry gets split in half, right? Ferry is split in half. Now, mind you, it's on the water, so the buoyancy factor, right? If you just take the weight of the ferry, approximately 75 tons.
No. The ferry weighs 200,000 tons. He's just holding it one part in each hand. That's 100,000 tons in each hand. They'll split clean in half. Maybe not 100% in half, but
it was like, hey, what my man said.
What the hell?
Perfectly balanced. That thing was split. That thing was like, and Spider and my man was in the middle, just like that.
And that's not even including the water, all the people, all the cars and trucks that are on it. That's just the weight of the ferry itself.
So he held it together.
So he could have been holding more than 200,000 pounds.
With that being said, right, those three major feats of strength, right? I mean, I think that's his.
He has a couple more, but I think that itself should kind of tell you, where we go in these rankings. So, first category, we're done with already.
Strength. So, do we got to score it though?
Last place. It's my boy Andrew Garfield. Sadly, he gets
Chalk him
1
up with
point.
the point. Chalk him up with the point.
In second place, Tobey Maguire with 3 points. And in first place for this category, Tom Holland, 5 points. So currently Tom Holland leads, but we still got 4 other categories. He may not hold that spot for long. So, let's see what we got next. Speed
and agility.
Now, this isn't like running speed.
Speed and agility.
This isn't just running speed. This is more reaction speed, spider sense, and agility, basically.
You gotta roll them together because they kind of. It's so hard to.
But it's like, when was the last time you just seen Spider-Man just run? Like,
I seen him walking in that commercial for the car.
God, oh well, it's a commercial. But Tobey Maguire's speed feats. Now, if you look at him, he's probably the buffest and the biggest, so that probably,
hinders him.
Yeah. But that does not mean he isn't fast or agile at all. In Spider-Man 2, when he was fighting Dr. Octopus on the train, Dr. Octopus picked him up, threw him through like this little bridge, and he had like a small little gap to get it, to slide himself between
weave, yeah.
And he had like a second to react, and he was able to slide right through it and come right back into action.
I got it. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get it. I thought I can get it in one motion. Go ahead and say that part again.
All right. So in Spider-Man 2, when he was fighting Dr. Octopus, Dr. Octopus picked him up, just threw him, and he had to go through like this bridge, and he had like 1 second to react in order to like weave himself through the gaps. And
right.
It's not very big gaps. Like, you're not.
Yeah.
You had like 1 second to react, probably less than that, and you had to like form your body in a certain way to get through it. But he did it.
Okay.
And he got right back on the action.
Let's talk about Spider-Man 1.
And let's
dodging all the hobgoblins.
Yeah, he had like 6 of them thrown at him.
It was like those blades.
One of them caught him. But
one of them caught him, so he wasn't fast enough.
He was also able to, swing throughout New York City in Spider-Man 3, trying to run away from Green Goblin. So that's pretty fast. You
talking about the new Goblin or whatever they?
Yeah.
You talking about
that board ain't slow. You gotta
But that's
trying to
not
get
a
that
super
ring.
feat. That's not a super feat.
And well,
Let's talk about my man's Andrew Garfield. Right?
Yes. Now he
Super agile.
extremely agile and super fast.
Like, Tobey Maguire's probably best feat too. Thing that gets his quickness when the Green Goblin figures out who he is. Right, there's a scene. He's cut. The blood drips, hits the floor. Green Goblin looks up. Spider-Man's gone. Man, that fast, right? But that's kind of like the standard for Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
And his character, like they really base that. Like, there's so many fight scenes in the Lizard. Like he is moving.
He even crawled all around him like a lizard and whipped them and
like a spider, exactly.
He moved like a spider.
I think those attributes were enhanced for that movie. You see what I'm saying? Because they wanted to differentiate. You can't tell the same stories over and over. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna tell the same story, you have to. Okay, well, this was in this. We'll do this like this here because you've seen this style of person. So the super agile with that, right? He's fighting Electro.
Yes, the first time in the middle of New York, Times Square.
Let's talk about.
You don't know my name?
Let's talk about a scene. There's a very, very big scene here. I'm not gonna say it's iconic, but it's a big scene where the electricity is going up the handrails in New York City Times Square. The people are trying to get away from this guy.
There's a car flying straight at the police officer at the same time.
And he's trying to, as people are getting ready to touch this rail and get electrocuted.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield's able to.
He's able to stop the car from falling on this old man, and he's able to pick it everybody's hand so they don't touch the electricity in like 3 seconds. Like that's.
Yeah, it's not even one person. It's not even one person.
It's multiple people. Multiple people.
So keep that feat in mind. Like that's the accuracy, the agility as he's moving.
We missed another speed feat against the same one when Tobey Maguire caught Andrew's hand.
Well, I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
Because we gotta talk about Tom.
Okay.
So then we have Tom Holland, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't see anything he did as super fast. You know what I mean? Like I just seen things he did as super tricky. You know what I mean?
We see him just go through bullets like it was nothing. And he had his eyes closed.
But he got caught by a bullet.
But you got like hundreds of bullets flying at you.
I'm not saying, but if I'm gonna use the same thing, you got caught by a bullet, and go back to Tobey Maguire and go, he got caught by one of the flying blades. Not saying he didn't have hundreds of blades flying, but he had a few blades. And once he was in the air, he was contorting that agility factor. That's why you got to put speed with agility. And, him and Tom both got caught by something, right? Now, I get it. I just think Tom is just like the middle ground of them being in their speed and agility. But when it comes to speed and agility, there's No Way Home. Mm-hmm. And No Way Home gives us our first look at Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, and Tobey Maguire all together. Mm-hmm. And specifically, Tobey, Andrew. Yeah. They have a small face-off when they first meet. They have a small little face-off. They see, what? My man, but Andrew flipped, went to the ceiling, came back down. Tobey didn't do all that. He just kind of slid to the side, boom, kind of understood the process and understood the weakness just off a quick analyzing of, Andrew, and he webbed his shooter in a millisecond.
Quick. Yeah, they was both going at it. He was like,
but would that make him faster or smarter?
You could honestly base it off of reaction speed.
Well, with reaction speed, I remember this is speed and agility. Who showed they were more agile in that encounter?
Yeah, but also.
But I'm just saying, who showed they were more agile?
I mean, Andrew.
To me, it's gonna be speed, in the sense of how fast Andrew was able to jump to the roof and come back down. Tobey didn't do that. He never left his feet. It's like the age kicked in, maybe, yeah. but he's not that agile compared to these guys.
He still caught him with that web shooter. He was like,
but I think that might fall into another category.
With my web shooter.
I think that's gonna fall into one of the other categories. You know, when you talk about versus speed, like speed and agility. I saw Andrew Garfield jump up, catch the ceiling, come back down. They were shooting, but you got caught slipping. He knew once he observed how you did what you did, and I think that's that for a different category. I just think for speed and agility, Andrew showed more speed and agility than Toby did in that scene. Now he came on the losing end, but you know I think speed and agility goes to Andrew. But my thing is, do you have Tom over Andrew?
No.
So Tom walks away with 5? No, I'm sorry. Andrew walks away with 5.
Yeah, Andrew walks away with 5.
Andrew walks away with 5. Okay, I can kind of feel that. I kind of agree with that.
All right, so Andrew.
But who's fat? I'm going to say Tom. I watched my man jump through porters, spin kick, cycle click.
Yeah, but like Andrew had to save multiple people and stop the car while.
No. I'm just saying Tom versus Toby for second place.
Oh, that one's pretty debatable. I think it's pretty debatable. But we kind of did have to argue a little bit for Toby and Andrew, so I'm gonna give Toby the edge for this one.
Okay.
3, and Tom Holland gets 1. Durability. Let's talk about it. So, obviously, in the first Spider-Man movie, this for Tobey Maguire, you know, we saw what those pumpkin bombs can do. You know, Green Goblin just threw it on like a balcony, and the 3 people that were standing right next to it, they got erased, evaporated, like right on the spot. But later in the movie, Green Goblin threw one right at Tobey Maguire's face, like in his face, and he just took it.
He also was constantly pummeled throughout.
Yeah.
All 3 movies. We see in the 3rd movie he's fighting Venom, he's fighting Sandman. Sandman is beating on his chest. Venom's
holding him down. Has him in a chokehold. Yeah. So, you know, in terms of durability, that's something. That is something right there, you know. And then in the second film, when he's holding down the train, it takes some durability to do that. He passed out after it, but you know,
absolutely,
he was still able to stop a train from going, I think, 60 miles per hour with all those people on it?
Probably, give or take, a few miles per hour, probably.
Yeah. And he was able to stop it. He did pass out afterwards, but he still got the job done.
He passed out afterwards. Nope. Let's talk about Andrew.
Now, Andrew, you know, he was able to take attacks from the Lizard, who, from what we've seen, he's kind of Spider-Man's equal. You know, in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. You know, we've seen Andrew lift cars. We've seen the Lizard lift cars. So, you know, you can argue who's stronger, but from what we've seen, they're pretty much equal strength.
It's pretty close. Yeah, strength. Exactly.
He was able to take attacks, scratches, and
the scratches, though, I mean, they were deep.
Choked around with his tail. And then in the second one, you know, with
the electrocutions.
He had to like hold the thing together while he was getting electrocuted at the same time.
Yo, my man was out
here at like maximum capacity, and you know he was able to do his thing. You know, he also took a goblin bomb from that one Green Goblin, but he turned his back against it. But we don't really know how powerful it is.
Nobody remembers anymore.
But I mean, either way, that's still a bomb like right behind your back. That's true.
Let's not discredit. Then you got Tom.
Yeah. Now, for durability, we've seen him take attacks from Captain America. We've seen him fight Captain America. We've seen him fight the Winter Soldier
and Falcon.
We've seen him take a blow from Ant-Man. We've seen him take a clothesline from Thanos. We've seen him get lifted up, dropped from the sky.
He was choked
by the Vulture.
I've watched Kane and Undertaker finish whole opponents with this.
Yeah. He was able to take a beating from the Green Goblin. He took a goblin bomb to the face, too.
Yo, he fought a multitude of people in a short period of time before they even got the other Spider-Man involved.
He also took blasts from an Amped Electro, which all of them did, too. So you can kind of say...
You're right. He took some... But he kept ticking.
Yeah. He kept going. He kept pushing. I mean, it's pretty durable. He also got hit by that train in the second movie, that bullet train. Remember after the illusion scene, and then
yeah.
Mysterio tried to be Nick Fury, and he was like, "Nope," and Spider-Man's like,
Yeah. So I mean, when it comes to durability, right? I get the Sandman, but I would say I would argue who is stronger, Sandman or Thanos.
It really depends. I mean,
I'm gonna go with Thanos. Even in his strength, like who is stronger, Sandman or the Hulk?
I mean, the Hulk. We've seen him do.
And who got outpowered?
The Hulk.
So Thanos outpowered the Hulk from a leverage advantage. My man was down. He grabbed him, didn't use the Power Stone, took his hands off. I'm not gonna talk about the fight because that's a skill thing. I'm talking about pure power.
Yeah.
You know, and if we're gonna say that the Hulk is stronger than Sandman,
But
which I would
it's
definitely
also,
think so.
He was also in the Iron Spider suit, and he took like 2 attacks. He's not in his regular suit. He's in a nanotechnology suit. So you could argue that helped him a little bit.
It didn't help Tony when he got knocked unconscious. Boss, wake up!
Yeah, but he got hit with Thor's hammer. Like
he also, I mean,
that's Uru metal to nanotech. Yeah, I don't think he.
Thanos literally looked like he was gonna try to rip Tony Stark.
Yeah, he was, but Thor threw his hammer to try to hit Thanos, and so he
had my man. What was your intent? I would like for the directors to let me know what was the intent on that. Was it
he was gonna rip him in half? That's a comic
Bane
too.
back smash like on Batman? Was it gonna be him chucking him across
there's a
the
panel
state of New York
where Thanos ripped Iron Man in half. You could probably put it like right up here, but it's happened before. But yeah. So who do you want to get the durability?
I'm gonna say Tom Holland's is the most durable. I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna just edge it to him because of the Thanos thing.
Okay. And then you would say Toby comes in second.
Toby definitely a second.
Okay.
Now, battle IQ.
Let's talk about Tobey Maguire. Now, Tobey Maguire, he's been Spider-Man for a little minute. He's not a dummy, right? No, I don't think he is. Dummy.
He's also fought who you say Toby?
Yeah.
He's got a variety of villains in the fact of Venom, who is very similar to him.
You know, we've seen what Venom was able to do, you know, and we've seen what Spider-Man was able to do, and Venom was able to stalemate him. So you can argue that he's stronger, you know, and he was able to make a shield and all that. So
he's also took on Doc Ock.
Sandman. He fought Sandman and Venom at the same time.
And Green Goblin.
He hasn't really shown too much. Like, oh, that was pretty smart. Like, oh, okay.
I mean, he figured out the Venom thing.
He did, but it's like he figured it out not because he was trying to stop. He was trying to take it off him, but he didn't know it would come back to fight him. And when you're surrounded by all these things that can make loud noises, and at first he saw that it hurt him because the things fell down first and the high vibrations, and he saw it because it was screaming and all that, and he was like, oh, okay. So then he just took all the other ones, placed them down, and started running around. So he had to see it first.
Okay.
That made him remember, like, oh yeah, this is how I got this thing off me. Let's talk about Andrew. Now, Andrew Garfield, he was able to make web shooters, so that way Electro didn't, mess up his web shooters.
First of all, he made web shooters.
Yeah.
On top of that, because remember, I don't want to get super into it because the IQ thing is IQ, but he made his webs are they're man-made. It's not like they're coming out of him like Toby, right? So they're just doing what they do. He made something that was so sticky and adhesive, so you know what I mean, like. So that alone is kind of some kudos. Then he made the ones specifically for Electro after his got short-circuited. He figured out what would be working against him.
And he was like, oh, how do you overcharge a battery? And he's like, well, Electro, he's electricity.
He also figured out the Lizard's, like, a reversal.
Yeah.
For his. So he also figured out to wait for the Lizard in the tunnels using all of his webs.
To see where he was at.
Yeah, like there's so many things he's done to prove that, like, fight wise, I can create an advantage for myself. Or if I'm disadvantaged, I can take away that disadvantage. Which is, speaks highly of him.
So yeah, he's pretty smart. But let's talk about Tom for battle IQ. You know, we've seen him do a lot. You know, he's always with the movies. He's like, hey, you guys ever seen that really old Star Wars movie? He was able to figure out how to take out Ant-Man when he turned into a giant and nobody else could. He was able to figure out how to stop Ebony Maw. Tony Stark had to turn to him. He was like, what's your plan? And it's like,
wow.
Yeah,
and that's a distinct advantage because not only that, he also made the webbing.
But it's like, and also,
remember Homecoming when he was talking to who's supposed to be the Prowler?
And Civil War when he had first met Peter, he was like, "You made these?" Like,
yeah. So him and Andrew are pretty tied in that regard because they both made their web.
But I think here's the tiebreaker. He was able to outsmart Doctor Strange in the mirror dimension.
Woo!
In his own world. This is his first time ever being in there. He had no idea really how it worked until he figured it out.
Caecilius couldn't figure it out.
Yeah. And
he was working for the Dormammu.
This is simple math.
Simple math. My man said it's simple math. Golly. I have to say it's Tom at that point.
Yeah, he was able to make a plan for the smartest people and outsmart one of the smartest people in the world. Like, I don't...
In several instances. Because even not in just our world, Ebony Maw was like, in all my years, do you know what would happen if I was not able to retrieve the stone? Like, he's never failed Thanos, right? So, you cost him his first L.
And you killed him.
Got him up out of there. Outsmarted Doctor Strange, right? Battle IQ. They all have a spider sense that works for them in battle. So I can't put anybody. Well, Toby was able to avoid the glider in the end. And Tom was able to figure out that the Green Goblin personality just walked in to Norman Osborn's head.
Yeah.
Like, he was it. May? I'm right here. He was like, that sense of yours is a real trick. Or something, whatever he had said. So, that's all equal across the board.
So I think Tom takes that quite easily. I think Andrew comes in second, and then Toby finally stops being in second place. So yeah,
man, that's a good battle. That's a good battle.
Experience. So we all know in No Way Home, Tobey Maguire. He's been Spider-Man for some time now, and he's also fought again. Venom, Green Goblin, Sandman, all those guys, and Tom Holland was kind of struggling with them, and his villains are like more like they really like want to kill you, like Tom Holland.
So you're right. That's a maniacal like, we're gonna kill you.
Yeah, like Tom
just
Holland,
because
his villains don't really hate Spider-Man.
Like the Vulture.
Yeah, like Vulture, he hated Tony Stark really because he ended his business and all that, and he kind of wanted to. Do stuff under the ground, but he would tolerate killing if he really needed to do it. Like he killed the first Shocker, but he didn't really need to do it. He's like, "Oh, this is the wrong one. Oh, I'm sorry." Mysterio, he didn't want to kill him either, but if he had to, then he would have if he got in his way. Green Goblin.
It wasn't until No Way Home that he saw someone of that magnitude
that wants to kill him.
Woo! And really if you haven't seen that movie, I don't know what we're doing. It's the number 6 movie of all time.
Yeah.
During the COVID era, imagine there was no... Man, listen. Go see that movie.
So I think for experience, and he's been Spider-Man for a long time, he's fought against, villains that we just named that Tom Holland was kind of struggling against. Again, he didn't fight them all at one time, but,
You're right, but it's like, even when I look at Tom Holland's experience, because I think in this category, it's a loss for Andrew. Andrew even says in No Way Home, I want to fight an alien. So, like, that's one thing that both parties have done that just gives a natural amount. But the difference is Tom Holland's, when he fought, you can say he fought the Avengers. He's fought against Ant-Man. He's fought against Falcon and Winter Soldier. He's fought against Captain America.
Higher experience.
But it's only sharp. It's almost like skill. It's almost like the X-Men Danger Room. Like, we're going to set this to a level where we're not going to kill you with it, but you can get caught off guard. You can, get hurt, but we're not here to kill you. And our intent is not to hurt you, but I wish you would just step aside. Since you won't, I'll deal with you. They want and Tobey Maguire's villains want him up out of here.
Yeah.
Now, like, they were trying to kill him. Jane Jonah Jameson was reporting at the building and saying, "Oh, is this the end of Spider-Man?" And Venom was like, he was laughing. Like, they got to get this guy up out of here. So, I think when you look at those things, man, the experience, as much as I would love to give it to Tom, who has fought a much higher, like, the first Thanos was not trying to kill them. Like, he even told Tony, I hope they remember you. It's also not even
just fighting against him. It's who he's fought with and who he can learn from. Like, he's fought alongside the Guardians, too. He has experience out of space, so wherever you can take it, he's been there before.
He fought on Titan.
Yeah.
He fought with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Picked up a few things. Yo, I don't know if you noticed in that ship on Titan before the Guardians fight the Avengers right there in that little quick scene, he was like, I just want to let you know if anything, creepy things burst out of my chest. Like
spider sense.
But no. But he was like, what I'm trying to tell you is that something's going to come. So he's not only just fought with the Guardians, he's fought against them. Like, he's also fought against Ebony Maw. He's also fought against Cull Obsidian. He's also fought against...
He stopped Cull Obsidian from killing Iron Man twice.
Yeah, twice. He did it in Endgame, too.
It's really hard to...
Here's the thing. I have to go, when you say that, I have to go with Tom. Because when you're looking at the body of work, No Way Home, Tom fights everybody's villains.
Yeah.
He fights Doc Ock. Where's my machine?
And he outsmarted him, too. He took the nano.
So, again, like, he fights them. And mind you, just off the record kind of a little bit, MCU kind of pushed up the Green Goblin stats.
Yeah.
But it's still the same Green Goblin, so... But MCU got a hold of him. No Sony, like, not... Like, the first time you saw him in the Tobey Maguire version, that was Sony and Sony only. You saw him again and it was like, let's push his maniacal, like, the vengeance. Let's up the character. And they did that, and they did great with that. He fought Electro.
Like, I feel like this Green Goblin was more ruthless. Like, he had a chance to kill Tobey Maguire's Aunt May, but he kept her alive and he just put her in the hospital. But
this one was...
Yeah, he blamed it on Tom. Like, no, I didn't do it. You did it.
Yeah.
I was going to do it,
Tom
but
said,
you got in the way.
I just want to kill you. He said that, a boy. I got to say Tom, man. Yeah. I can't not say it when you put in that. And in a very close second, I got to go with Tobey Maguire.
I almost want to give him 4 points just for that.
Let's do that.
All right.
Let's cheat the system. You say you can't do that. We just did that. Because he fought... It's so hard because you're like, it's not just who you fought, it's who you fought with. Yeah. Who you had to learn from. I've learned from Tony Stark. I've learned from...
He also learned from the other two, and he taught them both.
He also fought guys of super illusions, like Mysterio.
Yeah, he had to even talk about also Battle IQ. He's able to help the other two out because he's like, no, I've worked in a team before. I know how this works. He has experience with like other teams.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and add these up, and let's get these winners. Let's add up Andrew's first.
Yeah.
Let's add up Andrew's first with the Toby.
So Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield.
11 points.
That's it? Mm-hmm. 6, 7. Dang. All right. 11 points. Double digits. Let's go with Toby.
Tobey Maguire. 14
3,
points.
6, 9, 10. 14.
Tom Holland, Jesus.
And the winner.
By unanimous decision.
By unanimous decision, the best Spider-Man according to the whole Prezi universe is...
Most powerful Spider-Man. Strongest Spider-Man.
Well, we're going to have to say the best because it's not just powerful. It's the ability, battle IQ.
Toby's still the better. He has better movies. He's probably the better Spider-Man in terms of character.
Yo, if I look at the top grossing movies all the time, no, I can't. You cannot make that argument.
I mean, they're both in it, so
that's hey, you ain't lying. But with 21 points, we have Tom Holland.
It's a landslide.
I wouldn't say that. He's only
like 3 categories.
If we would have came up, so here's the thing, right? In the comments below, go ahead and drop what other categories would you have put in there, right? Also, where would you have ranked him in some of the categories that we ranked him?
Yeah, maybe we got something wrong. Maybe we didn't state something that you was like, oh, they didn't say this. Let's run it back. You know what I mean? So
we can definitely revisit this, and there's gonna definitely be more to revisit as we looking into some other Spider-Mans down the line as we get more Spider-Man movies
and more battles. And with more battles, again, we stated this earlier, but I want to get a little bit more into detail along with the giveaway. In terms of more battle, we're going to be doing stop motion battle rounds. So with our first one, it's going to be Thor versus Wonder Woman. Again, let us know who you think is going to win. Go to our poll. You can vote on there. Voting ends
next
on
week.
when this video.
7 days. It'll be 7 days from when the video drops.
Yeah.
So 7 days from when the video drops, polls will then be closed. Now, polls are available on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So again, plenty of ways to vote. I'm not saying if you can vote more than once. I'm just gonna say vote.
And also,
vote.
There's gonna be alternate endings if the votes are really close. Like if it's like a 51-49, maybe some of y'all would just bias towards the character, and maybe the other person wouldn't win. But make sure when you guys vote, try to be fair. I know it's gonna be hard. Try to not to be biased towards your favorite character.
Right.
But I think non-biasness sometimes, I think it just makes it more fun for everybody.
Awesome.
Now, let's talk about the giveaway.
The giveaway, Stormbreaker. So all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, right? That is step one. Step one, subscribe to the channel. When we hit 2,000 subscribers.
2,000? We're like, what, 150 away, I think?
Give or take. So at 2,000 subscribers, we're going to go through the comments and the likes. You have to like and comment on the video in order to be entered. So I'm not going to say anything, but if you go to every video and you like and comment on those videos after you subscribed, that would essentially be like a raffle ticket. So it's a free giveaway. So again, 100% random. So whoever wins, just make sure the only way you can win though is to be subscribed. Like and then comment the videos. Not one or the other. You can't subscribe and then like and then think it's good. You have to be subscribed, like, and comment on the videos. Okay? And that's how you enter.
All right.
Easy day.
More videos going to be coming soon. Super Bowl, from the time of this recording, is next weekend. And so, a lot of the time, Super Bowls, we get a lot of trailers for new movies, TV shows. So stay tuned.
So be on the lookout. We're definitely going to be having a Doctor Strange video. Also, for those that have asked, we're about to start watching that Peacemaker. I'm so far behind. A lot of life situations have occurred, but we are back. And I know it's a little later in the year than we anticipated, but at the end of the day, we are back. So we'll be jumping in that Peacemaker series as well. We're looking forward to the next Doctor Strange trailer. We have Moon Knight coming.
We could get a Thor trailer. I'm ready for that. Drop it right now. What are y'all waiting for?
Drop it now. But again, until next time, make sure to please subscribe, hit the notification bell, make sure you turn the notifications to all, so whenever we drop a video, you guys get it. No guessing games to be played, and this way you can stay up to par with what we got going on. Until next time,
peace.
Peace.